I thought my Marine fiancé was dead, but he showed up right before my wedding to someone else. I now pronounce you. Don't say it. He's mine. Gasps erupted before the priest could finish. Every head at the altar spun toward the voice that had thundered from the path leading up the hill. And there, like a ghost stitched back from memory and dust, stood Himmy Marine, Logan James Carter alive. My knees buckled under me. Just a few months earlier, the Department of Defense had sent a cold, typed letter. "We regret to inform you." I had screamed that day. Screamed until I vomited. Screamed until they sedated me. Logan wasn't just my fiancé. He was my soulmate. The one who held my face between calloused hands and promised me forever beneath the stars of Camp Pendleton. He was my omega, though by rank he commanded squads. I was the better soft-spoken, reserved, a literature professor who never imagined a love so fierce could belong to someone like me. But war steals without warning. They said he died during a classified mission. A chopper down in Kandahar. No body, just ashes and a flag. I grieved in silence. For months I lay curled on the left side of our bed, unable to touch his shirts, unable to delete the last voicemail. "Wait for me, Kai. I'll be back before you even have time to miss me." I waited. He didn't come. And then, a month ago, I got engaged to her Alyssa. Kind woman. A safe choice. My mother approved. She was beautiful, ambitious, and our families thought we were perfect together. But perfect isn't love. Love is messy. Love is Logan yelling from the edge of a wedding I tried to fake my way into. And now was here. The wind caught his uniform as he strode down the aisle between rows of shocked guests. He hadn't changed. Still broad-shouldered, still tan from desert sun, still with that stubborn cowlick at his forehead. But his eyes, those storm-gray eyes, had gone darker, hardened by something none of us had lived through. "Kai!" He said my name like it hurt to say. Alyssa looked from me to him and back again. She knew. "Is this some kind of joke?" the officiant asked, stepping back. "No," I breathed. "It's not." I took a step toward Logan. Then another. My legs remembered him before my heart did. But both remembered. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a worn velvet box. The same one I gave him before he deployed. "You gave this to me, remember?" he said, opening it to reveal the scratched titanium band. "You told me to come back with it on my hand or not at all." My throat tightened. "They said you were dead. They were wrong." "How?" I whispered. "Captured," he said, voice heavy. "Traded in a covert exchange 6 weeks ago. Couldn't tell anyone. Decompression therapy. Top secret, but you were all I thought about in that cell. Every damn day." He looked over at Alyssa. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin this." Alyssa, to her credit, held her composure like a queen. She walked up, handed me the bouquet, and whispered, "Go where your heart belongs, Kai. Don't make the mistake I almost made." Then she kissed my cheek and stepped aside. The guests didn't know whether to clap or cry. We sat beneath a giant oak later that evening. Just the two of us. The wedding crowd had dispersed, some angry, some amused, most too stunned to speak. But I didn't care. Logan was alive. He was here. And every second with him felt like a miracle I didn't deserve. "You're thinner," I said, brushing the stubble on his cheek. "I'll fatten up," he joked, leaning into my touch. "What about you? You look like someone who's been living without color." I tried, I admitted. Tried to move on. Everyone told me to. But every night, I'd fall asleep waiting for your knock. "I knocked," he murmured, kissing my palm. "I just had to fight through hell to get here." I laughed, tears spilling from my eyes. "Logan, I was about to marry someone else. But you didn't." He touched his forehead to mine. "You're still mine, Kai." "Always," I whispered. He pulled me into his arms. The world melted around us. The trauma, the confusion, the grief all faded into the background of his embrace. That night, we made love like two men who'd been dead and were finally breathing again. Not for lust, not for passion, but to reclaim time stolen from us. In the weeks that followed, we rebuilt. He moved into the apartment again, where his toothbrush still waited. The city looked different to him, louder somehow, but he adjusted. Therapy helped. Talking helped more, especially at night, when he'd hold me close and whisper the names of the men he'd lost, and I'd kiss the silence between his words. We planted a new garden on our rooftop, the one he'd always wanted. Tomatoes, mint, marigolds. It was small, but it grew, just like us. One day, I asked him, "Do you regret coming back?" He smiled. "Only that I missed our original wedding day. So we planned a new one. Quiet, just us. At the oak tree where he stopped my almost marriage. No tuxedos, no guests, just rings, vows, and promises we now understood too well. I vow to hold you even when the world breaks apart," he said. "And I vow to choose you, even if the whole world tells me not to," I replied. We kissed, slow and sacred. Years from now, I'll tell our story to strangers who think it's too dramatic to be true. A wedding crashed by a fiancé back from the dead? Sounds like a movie, but I lived it. And I'll always remember the day Logan shouted through my almost vows. Because that was the moment I learned what real love does. It returns. Even from the grave. Even through fire. Even when everyone else says it's gone. Logan Carter came back for me. And this time I'll never let him go. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.